Let friends in your social network know what you are reading about. Attorneys are expected to make closing arguments Monday in the trial of ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, charged in George Floyd's death. A link has been sent to your friend's email address. A link has been posted to your Facebook feed. Minneapolis attorneys for the prosecution and defense in the murder trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, charged in George Floyd's death, are expected to present their closing arguments Monday. The attorneys will summarize their respective evidence and witness testimony, trying to focus jurors on the most important elements and what they argue those elements proved. The prosecution rested its case last week after calling 38 witnesses and playing dozens of video clips over the course of 11 days. The defense rested Thursday after calling 7 witnesses over 2 days. Judge Peter Cahill told the 14 members of the jury that they should return to court at 9 a.m. CDT Monday. Following closing arguments, Cahill will instruct the jurors on the laws in the case before verdict deliberations. 2 members of the jury will be informed that they were alternates and will not be part of deliberations. Stay updated on the Derek Chauvin trial. Sign up for text messages of key updates, follow USA Today Network reporters on Twitter, or subscribe to the Daily Briefing newsletter. Vandals left a pig's head at the one-time California home of a use of force expert who testified on behalf of the officer accused of killing George Floyd, police said. Blood was also smeared on the house in Santa Rosa, north of San Francisco, that once belonged to Barry Broad, a retired police officer who was on the stand in the Minneapolis murder trial last week, according to a police statement Saturday. Broad, a former Santa Rosa police officer, testified at the murder trial that he believes Officer Derek Chauvin's restraint of Floyd was in keeping with proper police practice. Broad told jurors Chauvin was justified in his use of force. The first witness to claim the restraint on Floyd was acceptable. It appears the suspects in this vandalism were targeting Mr. Broad for his testimony, the Santa Rosa Police Department said. Mr. Broad has not lived at the residence for a number of years and is no longer a resident of California. After closing arguments, Cahill will explain each charge and the legal elements that underlie those charges. Jurors must decide whether or not the government proved all of the elements of a given charge beyond a reasonable doubt. The defense bears no burden of proof, and Chauvin is deemed innocent unless convicted at trial. The jurors will be sequestered during deliberations. The court will provide meals for the jurors and put them up for the night in a hotel, where security will be provided by marshals.